The Sea of Thieves environment hasn't changed much over the last year or so, except temporarily when we had some sort of an adventure. But today, that is no longer the case. It seems that the developers are working on some new storylines and wrapping up some old ones. So let's take a look at that. I was going to talk about patch notes, but my friend Mr. Snazzy, he already took care of that. So if you want to watch his video, go watch the patch notes right there. In the last update, we saw the Reaper Spy lurking on Port Merrick, with the tarot cards revealing the word resurrection. But now, something new is happening. The Reaper Spy has moved, and the tarot cards have revealed a new word. Resurrection and below. The cards themselves seem to be referring to Flameheart's return, but it's possible that we're looking at some other things here, because technically Flameheart is the only one whose body is not alive. So I'm assuming it's about Flameheart. For now, we're going to go with they're about Flameheart. Now, there's a bunch of other new things that have happened, and most of them are going to relate to tying up loose ends from the adventures. It's been reported that the developers are doing away with 2-week adventures. And I don't know about you, but for me, that's a huge relief. I think that limiting the story of the game to a 2-week adventure and then erasing it like it never happened was not a good idea. So I'm hoping that this means we'll see more Tall Tales style adventures, replayable. Maybe they'll bring back the old 2-week adventures and bundle them into some fun sort of Tall Tale. I think that would be great, because then we don't have to do these sort of recaps of like, hey, this is what happened for like a whole year while you were gone or didn't play, and there's no way of knowing. So cross your fingers that this is a good sign. One of the final adventures was called A Dark Deception, and it had us follow a rat around the Sea of Thieves, stealing stuff to make a compass that opened up a secret Pirate Lord storage vault, where it was later revealed as LeChuck from Monkey Island, and he had stolen the Sword of Souls and disappeared as a rat. The Sword of Souls had recently been imbued with the essence of Flameheart, and more on that in a second, because we've got something to cover regarding the Sword of Souls. So that was one adventure that just went into the Monkey Island Tall Tales. LeChuck's defeated, and the sword is back in our possession. Then what? Other seemingly unrelated adventures left us off on a total cliffhanger, with Tasha at Ancient Spire losing her skin like Wanda did before the Cursed Sales event, because she touched something that Wanda sent her and it made her cursed. She started turning into a skeleton. Then Wanda, the Masked Stranger, and Captain Briggsy in her ghost form portaled to the Sea of the Damned, and that was it. I mean, they gave Tasha the little yellow ball that was supposed to keep her from turning into a skeleton. That is until Briggsy randomly showed up asking us to go get the Skull of Siren song with zero explanation as to why. There was no in-game indication. There was no social media indication. It was just, go get the Siren Song skull. A bunch of times. And we're like, why are we getting the same skull over and over again? That gets explained, because now we have more or less some answers. In the Dark Deception, you had to go from the island at N13, which is unmarked, so it doesn't have a name. So from N13, you were led to a few different places, one of which was Shipwreck Bay. The Burning Blade is still being constructed there, and at the time that was the first time we saw it at Shipwreck Bay. However, now something is missing. That's right, the figurehead of the Burning Blade has been moved. Now, in that Dark Deception Tall Tale, we took one of the eyeballs out of the figurehead and used it to create a magical compass, and we covered that previously. But there was no real indication as to why they would take the figurehead from the construction site to Reaper's hideout. For some reason, that's what's happening. Why are we building Flameheart's ship at Shipwreck Bay with the figurehead in place? And now we're not. Like, we're or does not anymore. So it sounds like some of the cliffhangers and the unfinished stories from adventures are getting changed. The storyline and how it's just going to end up playing out is going to get tied up probably quicker than it would have if it was in those little adventures. So clearly Flameheart's return is upon us. We are definitely going to get more information about this very soon. Now, let's move on to the orb, as it is called, the little snow globe from the live streams that is currently sitting on a little bench / table in Reaper's hideout. The orb has seen a partnership rekindled and a weapon more than it seems, their destinies linked. Phantom parents separated for a lifetime are rejoined in Athena's tavern. The masked rogue and the so-called pirate lord conspire to do their sickly good deeds. They have the blade that was taken from the hidden vault by a rat now long departed. So the orb has now revealed to us some new information about some people and Athena's fortune. So we should follow the orb to Athena's fortune. The last update, the orb said to go to Port Merrick, and we found stuff there. So let's go to Athena's fortune hideout and find out what's going on there. Briggsy is here. It's odd, but she is. And it seems that the orb is correct in directing us here, and let's see what the conversation is about the Sword of Souls and find out what the Pirate Lord is up to. What is Captain Briggsy doing here? She has returned to us as she once was, the ultimate rogue and a true pirate legend. You see, I have a plan to save one for whom she has sacrificed so much, Tasha, who is afflicted by a skeleton curse. I have brought the poor girl's parents together here, in the Athena's fortune, to help. In doing so, I have ensured Captain Briggsy no longer has to throw her lot in with the Dark Brethren, and in return the rogue is doing me a favor, scouring the Sea of Thieves seeking a very special skull. Yes, it's me, of course. I am a pirate legend, Captain Briggsy at your service. Now what can I do for you? What are you doing here? I thought you were in the Sea of the Damned. I was, trapped by my bargain with the Dark Brethren to help them seek a temple in return for a special cannonball that would keep Tasha's curse at bay. I thought the only way to cure her was to work with them, regardless of the extreme danger I knew it entailed. But that doesn't matter now. Besides, Wanda and Amaranta have other concerns, a new focus. They are holed up in the Sea of the Damned. They see it as their path to glory in the Sea of Thieves. So no more dark constellations? Not for me, not unless I am needed to find them. You know me, always up for an adventure. Although this one has cost me dearly over the years. To even find clues, we had to search for the ancient sacred sites. Yes, we. I've been hiding something too. It shames me to say it, but I let a friend down. Or I let down a friend. My best friend, my partner in crime, my fellow rogue, but I led her astray and she sacrificed herself for me. I think she's talking about Tasha. That damned adventure was too dangerous. It cost too much. So what about Tasha then? Well, that's what all this is about. Ramsay is a wily old sea dog. He truly deserves the title Pirate Lord. He realized that recent events with a certain blade had given him the power to help Tasha. It's all to do with memories, you see. Madame Olivia understands that all too well. That rat who stole the Sword of Souls also knew it could harness memory and make it real. And that is what we will do to save Tasha. Memories are such powerful things. Aren't you going to ask me to find a School of Siren song? That's the other side of the bargain. In return for his help with Tasha, I'm helping Ramsay. You see, this is all about families. Those bonds are everlasting, unbreakable even by death. And if this works, I will be forever in his debt, just as I am in debt to another who saved me. Anyway, that's why you'll find me popping up on your ship. The Pirate Lord has given me that power. Once we find the right Skull of Siren song, it will be cause for celebration. Alright, so what on earth are they talking about? Okay, so let's just... really quick summary. Briggsy went off with the Dark Brethren. They were in search of an ancient temple to supposedly find the cure for the skeleton thing. But then she abandoned them and came to Ramsey because Ramsey was like, hey, I figured out that this sword that LeChuck had uses memory magic. And with memories, we can fix Tasha's curse. And I brought her parents here so that we can address that situation. And then Briggs is like, cool, what can I do for you in return? And Ramsey says, oh, well, I need this Skull of Siren song. There's a lot of them, but I need a specific one. And it has something to do with bringing families back together, even through death. So are we going to get DeMarco back? Is this us bringing back the Pirate Lord's son? From the whole, like, who killed DeMarco mystery? I don't know. But Teddy's here. He was previously a tavern keep in the Sea of the Damned for the Pirate's Life Tall Tales. I think it's number 3 you can see him in. If I remember correctly, the Pirate's Life, the 3rd one. So let's see what he has to say. And they are reunited and they're going to do something. Something's going to happen. Hello, I've been summoned from the Tavern of the Damned to be reunited with my dearest wife. Who summoned you? Why, the Pirate Lord himself, old acquaintance of mine as it goes. He's got a scheme up his sleeve, but he hasn't revealed it yet. He always plays his cards close to his chest. All I know is that it involves me and my wife. We've been apart for so long now, it feels strange to be together again. It's nice, mind. Don't get me wrong, I love her with all my heart. Always have, always will. I can't believe we spent so long apart, but now we're back together. I'm never leaving her. What's the Tavern of the Damned? It's the place where I was a tavern keeper in the Sea of the Damned, making sure all them lost souls never went thirsty. Till I went there, I used to be closed-minded to the idea of the pirate's life, and for good reason. Then Pendragon made a rousing speech and my views changed. I realized my wife was right to follow her dreams. I used to say no truth ever rolled off a pirate's tongue, mainly for Tasha's benefit. But our little girl had too much of her mom in her to be constrained. Briggsy saw that, even when I couldn't. Wait, who's your wife? Ha! Don't you know it's Louise here, beside me again at last. My wife and Tasha's dear mum, of course. See, Louise used to be an adventurous soul, a pirate, and I thought that's what got her killed. But now I know there's honor in piracy, at least there can be, and Louise was a very honorable pirate. That's why the Pirate Lord offered her a job here, with all the other legends taking on the family business. I suppose she rubbed off on me and I must have rubbed off on her. That's marriage and love for you. Reunited, what split you up? Like I say, Louise was a pirate. We met in a tavern where I was working and it was love at first grog. She was a soaring soul, always yearning for the call of the wind and the sea. I was a home bird, happy to serve grog, look after Tasha, and hear all those tall tales. We were total opposites, but somehow we made sense. I'm sure she'll stay the same. It was death that parted us, and now we're reunited as ghosts. That makes sense as well, somehow. So there you have it. Those are all the story-related new NPCs and characters and story things that are getting twisted and caught up on. Hopefully I was able to make some sense of it for you, and if you have any questions or concerns, please comment down below. And like the video and let a friend know that, hey, Sea of Thieves is back. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please subscribe by clicking there, or watch, a video here or there or there. And help me grow this channel, and you guys are awesome. Thank you for being here and watching all the way to the end. I'll see you next time.